Welcome to season 2 of Millena the Talk Show. And today's edition, we're going to be talking about how do you tell someone that they have bad breath? How do you do it? We're going to answer that question with special guest, Dr. Jonathan Dean.
You need to watch this woman's show.
Welcome to Millena the Talk Show, where we talk about things that everyone thinks about but rarely ever says.
And I want you to make sure you tune in with Millena because she's a friend of mine. Keep it real.
Welcome back to Millena the Talk Show. Today's special guest is Dr. Jonathan Dean of Summerlin Smiles. Dr. Dean, come on in.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So glad to have a fellow UVA alum. Wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah. Woohoo. So, how do you tell someone? I know in your dental practice, I know you've had people come in there with hot breath. How do you tell them, wow, your breath is on fire?
Well, this is a great topic that you're bringing up. A lot of times people struggle with how to tell their friends, family members, or strangers what kind of bad breath they have.
Yeah.
But when patients come into my office,
Yeah.
I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel relaxed when they're here and they're in a friendly zone. So when they come in and their breath is a little on the sour side,
I like that, on the sour side.
I'll just let them know that once we're finished getting everything cleaned up and doing their hygiene appointment, that their mouth will feel much fresher than it did when they come in. So indirectly, I kind of let them know that where they are is not where they want to be, but I'm going to get them to where they should be.
That's so nice. That's very politically correct. And it's easier. It's easy for you because you are a dentist. You're able to fix it. So what if someone is out on the street, as happens a lot, and how do you deal with someone who has really bad breath, but tactfully, gracefully, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's a kind of a different approach. But whether it's your friend, family member, I found in society it's really acceptable where if your hair is out of place or you have lipstick smeared, that we don't have a problem saying anything. But when it comes to breath, it's like socially taboo to mention anything about that. But if you're the offending party, you would definitely want to know if your breath was kicking a little bit.
Absolutely.
So I always try to keep that in mind. And if you're like a good friend of mine, I just tell you, look, man, you gotta get your breath squared away. I don't know if you have something to eat or you missed out on your last cleaning, but you need to get that squared away.
I love that how you plug and miss out on your last cleaning.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a good idea. Sometimes we can just an indirect way is like, does my breath smell? And then kind of get it to like, does mine smell? Does yours smell? That's what makes people think that possibly they might have an issue with theirs.
But yeah, the best thing to do is just, people want to be pulled to the side too.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be embarrassed or called out. So
Right.
I think if you pull someone to the side and, just say, here's a mint.
There you go.
Or, just here's a mint.
Now, okay, but what if it's your boss or a supervisor or someone or like the president?
The president
Just saying.
The president.
I didn't say the president of what. I said, what if it's somebody with an elevated title?
Yeah.
Then how do you tell them that? How do you suggest that?
Same way. I mean, they're a person just like us. I mean, we're joking around, but honestly, they're an individual person with feelings that they don't want to be embarrassed,
Right.
And they want to be their best selves as well too. So
True. They don't want to be in TMZ who has hot breath. Nobody wants
Exactly.
that. So, okay. So now, what are some of the causes? We naturally know some of the causes are like if you eat onions and garlic. If you're eating, or a lot of times I've realized that. I don't know about you guys, but if I haven't had some water or something to drink, then my mouth gets really, really dry, and there's something going on there that's like, wow.
Yeah, two great points. I kind of break it up into short-term and long-term bad breath. So we're all victims of short-term bad breath, whether it be something we eat or if we're dehydrated, our breath tends to be a little more sour. The chronic or more long-term bad breath is what we should be concerned about as far as health-wise. So that means that there's a significant buildup of plaque and bacteria in our mouths that is putting off that odor. And that same plaque and bacteria can also infect our body and cause issues with some of our organs too.
Oh, wow. Wow, so bad breath is a signal that maybe there's something going on.
Definitely.
Wow.
It's all just think of it as a mouth infection. When you have chronic bad breath, your mouth is infected, and you need to go see your dentist to get that infection removed, because just like any other infection, it can spread to the rest of your body and cause a lot of issues.
Oh my gosh! Wow, wow. Well, I'm curious now. Like, what other issues can it cause? Like, let's get comfy, let's get real, let's get deep. Like, so bad breath is a signal for other issues such as, like, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, hopefully not, but cancer or.
Well, the bad breath. There's also visible signs of the plaque and bacteria buildup that you have in your mouth. If you're brushing your teeth or flossing and you notice bleeding, that's a sign that there's a high bacteria load in your mouth. If your teeth are hurting, that could possibly be a sign of a high bacteria load. And when your mouth is bleeding, that bacteria that's in your mouth has access to the bloodstream, which can get to other parts of the body, and that can cause systemic issues all over our organs.
Get out of town.
Yeah. So bacteria doesn't get the credit it really deserves, but I mean that's the root of it all.
Wow, that's a nasty little bugger, huh?
Yes, it is.
Wow,
Yes, it
wow.
is.
Okay, well, so now that we know what it is, we're going to talk about how to fix it, how
All
we can
right.
catch it and how to fix it. Right after this break, we will be right back. Don't touch that mouse. We'll be right back with more Millena the Talk Show. Welcome back to Millena the Talk Show. Today I'm talking about how do you tell someone that they have bad breath. My special guest is Dr. Jonathan Dean of Summerlin Smiles, fellow Wahoo Wah. Hello.
Holla.
So we were just talking about issues, bacteria, all of this that comes with the signal of, bad breath. Our body tells us what is going on. It's just if we choose to listen to it. So with that bad breath signal, there's a greater issue. So then what do we do to fix it? Like, let's say someone calls and makes an appointment with you,
Yeah.
and they call, but you're booked up and busy until next month. So then what do?
Well, fortunately, I have an excellent team around me.
Okay.
So even if you call and make an appointment and I may be booked out, the key is to come in so we can get your x-rays done, to get the exam done, and begin the whole process of getting you healthy and to where you need to be.
Okay, so now take me through that process. Let's say I'm like, oh my gosh, my gums are bleeding. I just flossed and I'm brushing and my gums are bleeding and this bad breath smell like garlic and onions is just killing everybody around me. What can I do?
So
what do we do?
Yeah, so that's what happens. Patients will come in and say, Dr. Dean, I've been brushing, I've been flossing, mouth rinse, but I still have this odor in my mouth. What can I do? What's going on? I'm doing everything. I'm brushing my teeth. And when we do the exams and we do the x-rays and I'm able to evaluate what's going on, an analogy that I tend to use with them is comparing your teeth to your car. I like cars, I like teeth. So I found that connection easy.
Okay.
But with our cars, just like our teeth, you take it in for regular maintenance. And the regular maintenance with our teeth, there's coming in every 6 months for your cleaning. The car maintenance is getting your oil changed every 3,000 miles.
Depending on your car.
Depending on your car, yeah. But the day-to-day stuff is the brushing, the flossing. The day-to-day stuff with your automobile is getting the car clean, putting gas in the car, and you use it all the time. Now, if you don't go into the mechanic to get your car tuned up or get the oil changed, all that gunk and grime in the engine starts building up. The same thing happens with our mouths. So if you wait too long, then you have to do a whole overhaul or tune up with your mouth. So if this is your tooth, it sits in gum and bone like this, and all the time bacteria is always building up around the necks of our teeth. And if you don't clean it and you just let it build up, eventually it starts eating away at the gum tissue and eating away at the bone. And that's why you see older people sometimes and they look like they have longer teeth.
Yeah.
It's not that the teeth have grown up, but the gum and bone have dropped from around that tooth.
And is that where the expression long in the tooth comes from?
Exactly,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you guys know that long in the tooth comes from that?
But that's
Wow.
that's all due to bacteria. Wow. And it can be easily fixed, preventively, but it's just a lot of times it's not painful and people don't necessarily recognize the signs and symptoms. Yeah, so it's really important to be proactive with getting you to the dentist, making sure that your mouth is healthy.
It's healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. So now, so let's get to some ways that you can let people know nicely that they need to make a trip to the dentist. So there are 3 ways. There's direct, indirect, and anonymous. So we already talked about the direct.
Yeah.
Well, actually the indirect, which is, no, we actually talked about both, because the direct is like, hey man, you might want to think about something. Indirect is, does my breath smell? But I don't know if you knew this, and I don't know if you guys out there knew this, but there's actually an anonymous way that you can let people know that they have bad breath. There is a website.
In today's day and age,
There is absolutely a website that you can go to. I think it's therabreath.com, and they will send an anonymous email and let someone know that they have bad breath.
Well, I didn't know that, but thank you for bringing me up to speed. Any information I love to have. I got to stay on top of my game, but yeah, I'll check that out. But really, I think it's important that whatever method you feel comfortable with, that's the best way. If you're a person that feels more comfortable being indirect, then be indirect. Or if you have that relationship where you feel better being direct, then be direct. But whatever way, just know that people don't want to walk around with bad breath. No more than I want to walk around with toilet paper stuck to my shoe. I want you to let me know. Just don't make fun of me, but let me know.
Right, or the spinach in the teeth,
Yeah,
or lipstick. Let people know.
Yeah.
That's just the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true, so true. I mean, how many times has that happened? Like, I know that a lot of times I'm feeling like I had bad breath, and then I'm somewhere and I'm feeling it and I'm feeling it. It's not until maybe an hour or so later that someone has even mentioned, and I'm like, you mean I've just talked to all these people?
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
We don't want that with anyone. We want to give love, give information, give caring and kindness to everyone. That's what it is.
And also, if you don't have a mint with you or not able to brush your teeth after a meal, it's just a little bit of lemon water or a little bite of a lemon and rinsing with some water. That helps kind of freshen the breath temporarily too.
Wow.
So
Really?
just a little tip. You don't want to go around sucking on lemons because that can cause damage to the teeth. But just if you need a kind of like if you're out, just a little quick freshener.
Okay, so lemon water. What about mint? Like a fresh mint?
Mint works well, but a lot of mints you want to use a sugar-free. And
No, I mean like a fresh mint on the tree from the plant.
yeah, that works well
That works
too. Yeah.
well? Okay. And now I have a question for you, and this is a little bit of a side, but I heard, and I know a lot of you guys out there have heard too, that if you brush your teeth with baking soda and you rinse your mouth at night with hydrogen peroxide, that kills morning breath bacteria. and you won't ever have morning breath. And you don't have to do it all the time, but just every so often, gargling with hydrogen peroxide, is that true? Or did I just make that up in my head? I could have just made it up in my head.
It's not necessarily false, but it's not all the way true either. So with the hydrogen peroxide, what that's doing is it's introducing more oxygen to your mouth, but you're also breathing in oxygen too. But what that oxygen does is it kills anaerobic bacteria that live below the gum line to a certain degree. So that hydrogen peroxide gets oxygen below the gum line, but there's also an anaerobic and aerobic bacteria. So you're not killing all the bacteria by doing that, and really just brushing and flossing.
Brushing and
yeah,
flossing.
with, you know, even if you don't even have toothpaste, just the removal of that bacteria.
So even with like a washcloth or something?
Even with a washcloth.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
that does work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one last question for you. This is on that. Does hydrogen peroxide really make your teeth whiter? I mean, since I got you here in your dentist, I'm just saying, I just want to know. Like the baking soda and peroxide. Because I saw this on the internet.
Yeah.
Our favorite thing, where if you take a half a lemon and you squeeze it and you mix it with a paste of peroxide and sea salt, and then sprinkle some lemon juice and make a paste, and then take the half a lemon and dip it. I know, it's so complicated.
Well, you got it down.
I'm just saying. You dip it in there and then you roll it around on your gums and teeth. That will make your teeth whiter. That's what the internet said.
So the lemon, like I said, the lemon can cause a lot of damage to the tooth because it's acidic and it can break down the tooth.
Okay, so problem number one.
Problem number one. The hydrogen peroxide, it is used often in bleaching solutions.
Okay.
The problem with brushing with it is it's not on the tooth long enough to really make a difference. And same thing with toothpaste with bleaching agents in them. They advertise that they have bleaching agents and it makes your teeth whiter, but to really get the effects that most people want out of a tooth whitening agent, bleaching trays or laser whitening in the office is really the best because it's on the tooth in contact with that tooth for a longer period of time.
So I can't just like hold the peroxide in my mouth for like 5 minutes?
Especially not with that lemon. You do. Smack on the hand, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you for debunking that because I was telling people about it. I thought it was
You had it down.
I know. We have a little formula going. I was telling. I think I shared an episode with my friend Sabrina. We talked about it. Oh, take it back. Take it back. Lemon is bad, except the little drops in some water. Well, you know, I have learned so much today. I really have. Thank you so much for coming on the show and just sharing information about how to tell people that someone that they have bad breath and just some good dental hygiene tips. And oh my gosh, I had no idea that bad breath is really a signal that there's something deeper going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And that needs to be taken care of. So thank you so much. Can you tell everyone where your fabulous office is and how they can get in touch with you and make that appointment? Make that appointment.
Sure. You can find me on the internet at SummerlinSmiles.com. I have 2 locations at Summerlin Smiles and Distinctive Smiles. Also on Facebook and Instagram at Jonathan Dean DDS. And there's a lot of valuable information there, before and after cases and educational stuff too. So check it out.
All right, please, everyone, please check it out. Thank you, Dr. Dean, for being here and sharing all this wonderful information on how to tell someone that they have bad breath.
And thank you for having me.
Oh,
Pleasure to be here.
thank you, thank you. And wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah!
Wah-wah! For those that don't know, that is University of Virginia, our alma mater. That's our thing, wahoo wah. It's a fish that drinks twice its weight.
Yep.
But we're going to leave that there. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Hope you got some really good, valuable information about how to tell someone that they have bad breath. We'll see you next time, Season 2, Millena the Talk Show. Mwah. Millena, the talk show where we talk about things that everyone thinks about but rarely ever says.
And I want you to make sure you tune in with Millena because she's a friend of mine. Keep it real.